Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the South Carolina Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of South Carolina and pledge to the Palmetto State love, loyalty, and faith. You may now be seated. Please pause for a moment of silence.
Good morning, and welcome to WOAK Daily News. My name is Natalie, and I will be your anchor for today, Friday, March 4th, 2022. The joke of the day is, what do you say to a rabbit on his birthday? Happy birthday. Today's special guest is Mr. Crapo with Interview Friday.
Good morning, everybody. Interview Friday time. This week I'm joined by Miss Barrick. Miss Barrick, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. Can you tell us what your job is at OES?
I teach second grade.
All right. And can you tell us why you chose to come to OES?
I've always wanted to teach in the community that I live in, and I recently moved to Clover, so I was able to get a job here, and I was really excited.
And how do you like it so far?
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Awesome. All right. So this is our favorite question we ask every person that comes on an Interview Friday is, if you had to repeat a grade, what grade would it be and why?
I'm going to make my kids upset, but it would be 5th grade, just because that was my favorite 2 teachers ever was in 5th grade.
Oh, very cool. You remember their names?
Mrs. Upchurch was my math teacher, and Mrs. Sherrill was my reading teacher, and we're friends on Facebook. And at my old school, Miss Upchurch was one of my bosses.
Well, that's very cool. You do certainly. They obviously had an impact on you because you still remember them, so that's pretty cool. All right. How about a favorite movie, Miss Barrett?
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
All right. And sports teams?
Braves and Bulldogs, Georgia.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us on Interview Friday about you that's boys and girls would find interesting?
I have no kids yet. I have 2 dogs, Goose and Rogue, and they're really big dogs.
All right. You don't want to tell the kids about your 2-wheel adventures that you do on the weekends?
I ride a motorcycle. I ride and don't drive. My husband drives it, and I ride on the back. And we have a jet ski. We're like big adrenaline junkies, I guess.
Very cool. I thought the boys and girls would probably like that. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Miss Barrick.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Crapo. On this day in history, in the year 1923, Time magazine was published for the first time. The publishers wanted to start a magazine that would inform busy readers about the current events in the United States and the rest of the world. Thank you for watching WOAK Daily News. Have a fabulous Friday and remember to be Eagle Proud.
Good morning, boys and girls. It's Miss Roth up here this morning with you. I'm so excited to be one of your mystery readers. And one of the stories that I chose to share with you today is called Carla's Sandwich. And this is written by Debbie Herman. And I hope that you enjoy this book as much as I do. Carla brought weird sandwiches to school. Buster noticed it first. He was sitting next to Carla at lunch one Monday. Ew, what are you eating? Buster asked. It's all green and slimy. It's an olive pickle and green bean sandwich, said Carla. I made it myself. Would you like some? I brought extra. No way, said Buster, pinching his nose. That's gross. It's not gross, said Carla. It's different. I like to be different. It's not different, said Buster. It's gross. And he went to sit next to Leslie instead. Well, on Tuesday, Carla's sandwich was long, with something yellow and white oozing out of the sides. What in the world is that? Asked Leslie. It's my banana cottage cheese delight, said Carla, on a tasty toasted baguette. Bananas and cottage cheese? Asked Leslie, sticking out her tongue. Ugh, that's disgusting. It's not disgusting, said Carla. It's creative. It's disgusting, said Leslie. And she went to sit next to Nady instead. On Wednesday, Carla's sandwich was orange and brown and lumpy. It crunched when he bit into it. Ugh, said Nadie, who was sitting next to her now. What is that? I call it Carla's Crunch, said Carla. It's peanut butter, crackers, and cheddar cheese in a lovely pita bread. I brought extra. Would you like some? No way, said Nadie, scrunching his face. That's sick. It's not sick, said Carla. It's unique. It's sick, said Nadie. And he went to sit next to Marcus instead. Well, on Thursday, Carla brought a chopped liver, potato chip, and cucumber sandwich. On Friday, she brought a sardine and mustard sandwich with sunflower seeds. By Monday, no one wanted to sit next to Carla, so she had to eat by herself. And at the end of the day, Miss Pimento made an announcement. Tomorrow, we will have a picnic. Hooray, everyone shouted. A picnic! Yippee! The next day, when the lunch bell rang, the kids ran to get their picnic lunches. I have peanut butter and jelly, Nadie announced to the class. I have bologna, said Leslie. Tuna, called Buster. Hey, Carla, what do you have? Carla didn't answer. It's probably a ketchup, spinach, and jelly bean sandwich, joked Buster. He and Leslie howled. So did Nadie. It is not, said Carla. Let's have some quiet time in here, said Miss Pimento, or we won't be able to have our picnic. The class was suddenly silent. Then the children followed Miss Pimento 2 by 2 down the hall, out the door, and down the block to the park. All right, everyone, said Miss Pimento. Find a place to sit, and bon appetit. Mm-mm. Carla took a bite of her sandwich. Yuck, said Buster, pointing at Carla's lunch. What is that? A worm sandwich? For your information, said Carla, it's a lettuce, tomato, raisin, bean sprout, pretzel, and mayonnaise sandwich. I call it the Combo Deluxe. It looks more like a Wormbo Deluxe, teased Buster. Leslie and Nadie burst out laughing. Buster rummaged through his knapsack. Uh-oh, he said quietly. He rummaged some more. Uh-oh, he said again. He dumped everything out of his bag. I can't believe it, Buster said sadly. I forgot my sandwich. That's awful, said Leslie, biting into her bologna sandwich. A real bummer, said Nadie, chomping on his peanut butter and jelly. Soon everyone was eating, everyone except Buster. Carla looked at Buster. She looked at her sandwich. She looked at Buster. You can have one of mine, she offered. I brought extra. Some kids snickered. No thanks, said Buster glumly. I'm not that desperate. Well, Doris ate her egg salad sandwich, and Rufus, he ate his tuna. Herbert ate his salmon salad sandwich, and Barbara ate her turkey. Buster's mouth began to water. Buster looked at Carla's sandwich. Maybe bean sprouts aren't so bad, he thought. It's really quite delicious, said Carla, catching Buster's glance. Buster quickly turned away. Susan ate her corned beef sandwich, and Harris munched his taco. Fabio ate his chicken sandwich, and Gordon ate his meatloaf. Buster was growing hungrier by the minute, and his stomach growled so loudly. Raisins are kind of fun, he thought. And who doesn't like pretzels? Marcus ate his cheese sandwich, and Darcy ate her bagel. Buster eyed Carla's sandwich again. You don't know what you're missing, Carla sang out. Buster couldn't take it any more. He looked around. Everyone was busy eating. Nobody was watching him. Okay, he whispered to Carla. Okay, what? Asked Carla. Okay, can I have one? He whispered again. Can you have one what? Asked Carla. Buster blurted impatiently. "Can I please have one of your sandwiches?" Everyone looked up. Carla smiled and handed Buster a combo deluxe. Buster examined the lettuce, tomato, raisin, bean sprout, pretzel, and mayonnaise sandwich carefully. He looked at Leslie, then Nadie, then Carla, and then he took a very small bite. All eyes were watching as he chewed and swallowed. "Well?" asked Leslie impatiently. "Well?" asked Nadie. Buster didn't say anything. He looked at everyone and took another bite. And another. And another. "I can't believe he's eating it," said Nadie in disgust. "What does it taste like, Buster?" asked Leslie. "Is it gross?" Buster didn't answer. He was too busy eating. When the last bite was gone, Buster licked his fingers and smacked his lips. "Yum," he said. "That was the best sandwich I ever ate." "It was?" asked Nadie in order. "It was?" asked Leslie in dismay. "It was?" said Buster, smiling at Carla. Carla beamed. "I bet you'd all enjoy the combo deluxe," said Carla. "Who'd like to try some?" Slowly, Leslie raised her hand. Then Nadie raised his. Then Darcy, Susan, Rufus, and Fabio. Soon all the kids had their hands in the air. Carla took her last sandwich, broke it into small pieces, and handed them out to everyone. "Wow," said Leslie, tasting her piece. "This is terrific." "Yeah," said Nadie. "It tastes great." "Tomorrow I'm going to bring a creative sandwich too," said Leslie. "Maybe it'll be a mustard sandwich with baked beans and French fries. What do you think of that, Carla?" "Sounds good," said Carla, "and it's definitely creative." "I'll bring a spaghetti and soy sauce sandwich," said Buster as he sat down next to Carla. "Yum," said Carla and Leslie together. "I don't know what I'm bringing yet," said Nadie, "but it'll be unique." Well, the next day, everyone in Miss Pimento's class brought an unusual sandwich to school. There was an asparagus and salad dressing sandwich, a pistachio and tangerine sandwich, and even a pizza sandwich. "What did you bring today, Carla?" asked Buster. "I'm not telling," said Carla. "You'll have to wait until lunchtime." The morning seemed to last forever. But finally, the lunch bell rang. While Buster was munching away on his spaghetti and soy sauce sandwich, he glanced over at Carla. This time, her sandwich was not green. It was not slimy or lumpy, and nothing was oozing out of the sides. "So what kind of sandwich is that?" Buster asked. "Yeah, Carla," said Leslie. "What's inside?" Nadie looked at Carla, waiting for an answer. "Well," said Carla, "today I have peanut butter and jelly." "Peanut butter and jelly?" asked Buster in disbelief. "Peanut butter and jelly?" Leslie and Nadie asked together. "Peanut butter and jelly," said Carla, biting into her sandwich. "I like to be different." Thanks, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed our story just as much as I did. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Hey guys, good morning. I am so excited that I get to read and be a mystery reader today. I'm going to read one of my favorite books. It's a book that talks about making mistakes, and we can all learn from a great mistake. And so I'm going to read The Girl Who Never Made Mistakes with you this morning. I'm so excited. For Beatrice Bottomwell, Friday began like any other day. She matched her socks, and of course she put on her shoes on the proper feet. She remembered to feed her hamster Herbert, his favorite food, broccoli. And when she made a sandwich for her brother Carl's lunch, she used exactly the same amount of peanut butter as jelly. When she stepped outside to greet her fans, she did not forget to say good morning and thank you. And they asked her if she made her bed, and she had. And they asked her if she forgot to do her math homework. Nope. And what about tonight's talent show, they asked. I'm ready, said Beatrice, with a smile. After all, her juggling act had won 3 years in a row. Most people in town don't even know Beatrice's name. They just call her the girl who never makes mistakes, because for as long as anyone could remember, she never did. Unlike Beatrice, Carl made a lot of mistakes. He ate his crayons and drew with his green beans. He danced with his hands and played the piano with his feet. Carl loved to make mistakes. At school, Beatrice was on a cooking team with her 2 friends, Millie and Sarah. To make their giant rhubarb muffins, they used 4 eggs. Beatrice went to the refrigerator and carefully chose the biggest, eggiest egg she could find, but on her way back, her leg slipped out from under her, and the eggs went flying. Beatrice was about to make her first mistake. But she didn't. That was close, thought Beatrice. Sorry, Beatrice, I dropped a piece of rhubarb. Oh, don't mention it, Mill. For the rest of the day, Beatrice could not stop thinking about her almost mistake. On her way home from school, Beatrice watched Millie and Sarah ice skating in the park. Come join us, said Millie. It's fun, said Sarah. Beatrice watched them slip and slide on the frozen pond. Millie and Sarah laughed as they wobbled on the ice. No thanks, said Beatrice. At supper, Beatrice barely touched her food. Is everything all right, kiddo? Asked her father. I'm worried I'll mess up tonight, said Beatrice, and everyone will be watching. Worry? You don't make mistakes, he said with a smile. Beatrice tried to smile too. After supper, Beatrice got ready for the talent show. First, she woke Herbert from his nap. Next, she got the salt and pepper from the kitchen table. And finally, she filled a balloon with water. The school auditorium was packed. Beatrice felt her stomach jumping around inside her. Beatrice waited for her juggling music to begin. That's her. That's the girl who never makes mistakes, said a woman. Oh, you know, she'll be perfect, said a man. When the music started, she tossed Herbert into the air. Next, she added the salt shaker, and finally the water balloon. Beatrice didn't miss a beat. The crowd clapped with delight, but Beatrice noticed something odd about the salt shaker. The specks falling out of it were not white. Achoo! Herbert was so surprised by his sneeze that he grabbed the water balloon with his claws. Kablamo! Herbert's pieces of water balloon and pepper rained down on top of Beatrice. For the first time in as long as anyone could ever remember, Beatrice made a mistake, and it was a big one. The music stopped. Beatrice didn't know what to do. Cry? Run off the stage? The crowd sat stunned. They couldn't believe that the girl who never makes mistakes made a mistake. Beatrice looked at Herbert. She looked back at her. He looked back at her. His hamster fur was soaked and speckles from bits of balloon. Beatrice let out a giggle, and a giggle grew into a chuckle, and a chuckle became a laugh. The people in the crowd looked at each other and then back at Beatrice. They began to giggle, then chuckle, then finally roared with laughter. Beatrice and the audience laughed until they couldn't remember why they were laughing. That night, Beatrice slept better than she ever had. In the morning, no fans greeted Beatrice. When she got dressed, Beatrice, for no reason at all, put a polka dot sock on one foot and a plaid sock on the other. Beatrice and Carl made sandwiches. This time, they put peanut butter and jelly on the outside and called it an inside-out PB&J. Lunch was messy and delicious. Later, Beatrice found Millie and Sarah skating in the park. They fell a lot and laughed. Now, people no longer call her the girl who never makes mistakes. They just call her Beatrice. Thank you guys for letting me read with you.